Hey. Listen. Let me tell y'all something. I very rarely delete my comments on the blogs, because anybody that does social media for a living knows that your comments on the blogs also act as a way of advertising your social media page, right? So I saw a post on site of this Asian man doing racist jokes about black people. LaQuisha can't swim. She about to drown. Oh wait, no, first it was the Black Little Mermaid, even though most black people can't swim. So throw LaQuisha. I'm like, oh, we still name our kids stuff like that? Like, that was such a lame ass joke. Like, we name our kids LaQuisha all the time. It's the fucking 90s. Like, niggas jokes that still be in the 90s. Like, your jokes are still in the 90s if you're still Keisha and LaQuisha-ing us to death, okay? Like, nigga, my name is Brittany, okay? But either way, y'all. So, I'm in the comments, you know, and I told y'all I'm not pro-black like that no more. And today, y'all prove to me why you can't be pro-black. Tupac taught me this lesson, and Malcolm X taught me this lesson, and Martin Luther King taught me this lesson. You can't be pro-black. You can't be pro-black because black people are going to come and fight you on your pro-blackness. Now, I looked at the man's comedy and was like, and I've laughed at racist jokes before, okay? But they're usually smart, and they're usually based in some type of actual truth. There are millions of black people on the planet. Just because you landlocked niggas don't know how to swim does not mean that most black people don't know how to swim. That's fucking stupid. Especially since there's a whole continent or two full of black people that have nothing to do with America that are around nothing but water. There are people in Africa that swim because they're around nothing but water. There are people in Brazil that I know how to swim. My mama knows how to swim. My best friend knows how to swim. Most people I'm around know how to swim. The only person that I know for real that's in close proximity to me that don't know how to swim is my husband. Do you know why? Because the nigga didn't grow up around no pools. You don't grow up around pools, and your family probably don't have the means to take you to no oceans. So you don't know how to swim because you ain't never had to really be around no large body of water like that. Also, my husband is 6 foot something and has been tall for a long time. So why would he have to learn how to swim if whenever he's in water, he's always taller than the water? That makes sense, but I've been pushing him to swim for the longest, okay? I've been pushing him to do this. Every time we go somewhere, I'm trying to show him, you know, what to do with his body in the water, but he's bigger than me. Either way, I've always felt like it was a disservice for you not to know how to swim. Most black people that can't swim blame it on growing up in the hood. I grew up in the suburbs. So down the street from the suburbs was Joe Brown Park. Joe Brown Park had fucking pools. Okay? So all of the black kids that I grew up in the neighborhood with know how to swim. Yeah. Most of the people that I know, because I grew up in the suburbs and there was a pool for us to go to, knew how to swim. But outside of that, my mama grew up in the projects in the 70s and they had pools. They had pools behind the project. The pools are still there now. But for a long time, they weren't using them. Right around the early 2000s, they commissioned to have all of the pools and shit fixed. So when we came back from Katrina, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was swimming around our way. There's a pool that everybody used to go to around right off Broad. So like, I grew up in New Orleans, which is also the hood, and still most of the people I know how to swim. My cousins know how to swim. So if you don't know how to swim as a black person, it's probably because you haven't been around a large body of water. That's all. That's not innate for black people to not know how to swim. So that's a stupid stereotype to say that we shouldn't make the Little Mermaid black because in America, a lot of black people don't know how to swim. And I took it far back because I know how a lot of slavery and racism affects how we think about things. But most people don't read books. They don't know this shit. Y'all don't remember nothing from them stupid fucking schools that y'all went to. But I'm going to let you know, a lot of black people, not only not being born or living around places that have pools or large bodies of water, on top of that, a lot of black people were taught in slavery to fear the water. Do you know why? First of all, spiritually, black people connect to water. That's the first thing. So what they're going to do is separate you from your spirituality, separate you from anything that grounds you. Anybody that know anything about spirituality and grounding know that you can go and be by a body of water for about 20 or 30 minutes and watch your levels calm down. Watch you calm on some level. Even if the water is raging, you will be calm. If you go look it up, I'm sure there is scientific evidence that humans are affected by water in a positive manner. Nature. Okay? First of all. So when you tell the most natural of people on this earth, the melanated people, that they're the ones that can't swim the most, I'm sorry, that's not true. That's a lie. That's a lazy, played out 1990s ass joke along with the LaQuisha. So I said the joke is trying too hard to make us fit a stereotype that's not true. That's what I said. I gotta have a whole bunch of black people in the comments telling me that it is true that most black people can't swim. That's what they telling me. I know how to swim. I'm black. But they gonna tell me that the joke is true. It's just not funny because it didn't have a punchline. Bitch, the LaQuisha grabbing the chicken was the punchline. But here's the thing. How many fucking fried chicken jokes do you need to hear before that shit not funny no more? Let me know, black people. And yeah, bitch, I love fried chicken. But guess what? I'm from the South. And I don't know white people that don't like fried chicken. So yet again, where we at with this stereotype? It's not 50-50. Y'all are only talking about people in America. There are other black people in the world besides just the people in America. I also feel like those of y'all that feel like it's 50-50 and most black people can't swim, like y'all or half of the black people can't swim, where do y'all get those numbers from? Because babies can fucking swim. You put a baby in water and they will physically figure out how to keep themselves afloat if you teach them. So it's mad weird to me when y'all be so ready and willing to take on a stereotype that says that you can't do something that people can do. Why is that cool or okay for you as a black, like, and that's the thing. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna delete my fucking comment because at the end of the day, if I can't come into the comments to defend the fact that this joke is whack and lame because it's forcing black people into a stereotype we don't fit in, if I can't come in here and say that without having a whole bunch of black people arguing with me about it, like one person, I was like, are you really making me defend the fact that I don't like racist jokes about black people that aren't true? Are you as a black person really making me defend my dislike for racist jokes against black people? Bitch, I'm not pro-black. I'm not pro-black. Any other time another race of people want to punch down and make jokes about black people that make us look incapable and inept, I'ma let it run. I'ma let it run. I ain't gonna say shit. I'ma be like, hey, that's what most of them niggas think. So they think it, so it is. If y'all think that most black people can't swim and that's something innate to us to not be able to function in the fucking world in which we live in, it's not just that you haven't learned it. It's just that innately we just can't swim because we black. If you want to go along with that, That is perfectly fine, baby. That is perfectly fine. I ain't fitting to argue with you. You motherfuckers can't swim, black people. They talking to y'all because they ain't talking to me because I'm black and I know how to swim. I don't know what the joke was. I made the point that it was a forced joke in the first place because you're trying to force a stereotype that's not true. Why I'm arguing with a black man so he can repeat to me the same thing I just said, but take all the intelligence out of it. Take all the historical context out of what I said and say, no, that's not what it is. It's just that it was forced and it didn't have a punchline. It did have a punchline. It was the LaQuisha, no. Here, take a hold of this chicken leg. Yeah, that was the punchline. But it wasn't funny. And y'all don't want to admit that it's not funny because how many fucking black jokes about chicken do you need to hear? It's lazy. And that's what I said. I said it's punching down and it's lazy. I don't think it's funny when people punch down in their jokes. It has to be really true in order for it to be funny. But I rarely hear jokes from people that aren't black about black people that are funny to me. Rarely. When black people make jokes about black people, that's not punching down. We're all black. But see, y'all want to still be able to tell jokes about other people, but you don't understand. You're not in a societal structure that you know what I'm saying? You're not in a societal structure that means that when you tell a joke about an Asian person or a white person, it has the same effect. It doesn't. Stereotypes about us hurt us in life. Stereotypes about black people hurt us in business. Do you really think it hurts? Do y'all really think it hurts Asian people for y'all to make fun of them for not knowing how to drive? Do you think it does something in their lives? Do you think it does something in Asian people's lives for y'all to joke about them not being able to drive? It doesn't. They still giving Asian people fucking driver's licenses. So those jokes have no bearing or no effect on their lives in real fucking life. Y'all making black people seem stupid and incapable has definitely had an effect on us. The more you speak it, the more you make it true. So if you think that most of the black people that you know can't swim, baby, that's your reality. I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to leave you where you at. But I say, you know what? The fact that I even have to argue with other black people means I don't need to argue anymore on black people's behalf. Any other time white people, Asian people want to say some fucked up stuff about black people online and y'all think it's funny, I'm going to leave y'all to think it's funny. And you wonder why other ethnicities of people don't take black people serious, because they don't take themselves serious. And even when you have a level of, oh, okay, ha, 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 but that's not really fucking funny. So it's not funny because it's not funny, but also because it's lazy, racist, and lazy. Right. Or Chinese people being really good at math. Yeah, that's negative. That's a negative thing, right? To be really good at math. Black people don't feel bad about when y'all say that black men are the physically stronger. Y'all niggas don't feel bad about that. Positive stereotypes have different effects, don't they? It definitely affects us mentally and in the world. It does. Everybody telling you what you can't do, you gonna believe that shit. And you wonder why you ain't accomplishing nothing in your fucking life. It's because you listening to stupid motherfuckers who think that black people can't swim. Whole bunch of black people in the comments arguing with me about how they can't swim. And he's right. And it's true. I said, child, let me delete my comment. I'm not defending you niggas no more. It's going to be, now I really understand why my daddy used to say there's a difference between black people and niggas. And most of y'all is niggas. Now I get it. Now I've been getting it, but I really get it now. Because perception is reality. That is absolutely true, Samantha. The video is on site. I didn't delete my comment, so don't even look for me. Because I'm just like, oh, okay. So I didn't have to argue with at least 3-4 black people at this point. about a negative stereotype about us, you right, bitch. Y'all can't swim. Y'all are most black people. Y'all can't do something. Good. Continue to not be able to do it. That way, when they throw your fucking ass in the water and you drown, oh well. That's niggas for you. Child. And it's crazy to me that they don't understand how the only reason you can't swim is because you haven't been around bodies of water. That's the reason. That's the reason, baby. To me, it flooded too much in New Orleans for you niggas not to know how to swim. You need to know how to swim. Because you don't know the next time Katrina gonna put your fucking ass in 8 feet of water. You should know how to swim. They had free lessons over the summer at the YMCA. Child, that's what they was doing at Joe Brown. Trust me, I know. All of these things are out there. But y'all grew up with parents that grew up with a fear of water, so they don't want you to learn how to swim. Because what if something happened? They can't jump in and save you and all of that. Child, my auntie and my uncle had a big-ass pool. If that was one thing all of us was going to learn how to do is be around some damn water. This is Louisiana. We from Bogalusa to goddamn Baton Rouge out here. We gonna learn how to swim. I remember when they used to say we can't float because we have different bones. I didn't even know they said that. But I know most of the shit about what black people can't do comes from white people telling us something so that we would repeat it back to ourselves enough for our offspring to now think that they can't do it. And I explained to somebody, I was like, the only reason they told you that black people can't swim is so that you wouldn't run by way of water. That's the reason. That's the reason. They told black people that y'all need to stay away from water. Also, spiritually, black people are very connected to the water. Like, Yimmy Ya, anybody? Any way to keep you from who you truly are, that's what they gonna do, child. Even convincing you that black people can't fucking swim. Girl, I tell you. I ain't never in my life. Black people will argue with you about whether they breathing or not. Growing up in Florida, you better know how. Hello? Come on, Florida people. I don't know how to swim, never made it a priority, but I want to learn back in the day because they knew they perpetuated that stereotype until we believed it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't begrudge you for not knowing how at this point. But the idea that most black people don't know how to swim is stupid. It's literally something a baby can do. Why do you think black people wouldn't innately be able to swim? Child. Another reason they taught us to fear water in our hair. Child, my mama could swim. Everything my mama was good at, she would, try to impress upon me. My mama was dancer, I danced. Mama swam, I swam. Mama read books, I read books. Mama had her own business, I had my own business. Like, oh yeah, child, I'm a mermaid. That's why I'm offended. Because I'm a fucking mermaid, bitch. I am offended. I am offended on all types of levels. I got a mermaid tattooed on my back. Bitch, the Little Mermaid was my favorite Disney princess. You not gonna tell me that we can't swim because you and your little hood friends can't swim. Like, it's okay, y'all. Go learn how to swim. But don't assume that all black people can't swim, y'all. That's where my problem comes in. Like arguing with another black person to perpetuate an untrue stereotype. That's where my aggravation comes in, y'all. And y'all do need to learn how to swim. That's a survival, that's a survival technique. I feel like everybody needs to know how to swim. Okay? You need to learn how to trade water. You need to, I be sending lyric videos of stuff because I follow this guy, this Asian guy that does a whole bunch of videos about how the best ways to swim and trade in water and all of that. And I send him stuff like that because I want him to get better at it. So I recognize that there are a lot of y'all that don't swim, and it comes from y'all parents being too scared to swim because of the shit they people done told them. But please stop supposing that all black people don't know how to swim. That's crazy. That's insane. And damn sure don't argue with me about it. Right, I learned, listen, when I tell y'all, I'll never forget how excited I was to get them damn swim lessons. I was sick the first day of swim lessons, and I was so mad because I was so ready to go, and I was going to pretend that I wasn't sick. And my mama was like, no, you're sick. You're not going to go today. We'll go next time. I was so mad. I'll never forget that, girl. And I wanted to know how to swim because, bitch, I'm a little mermaid. Okay? Yeah, swim pools are everywhere. Most resident pools in their backyard. Because it's fucking hot. I don't even understand why most people in New Orleans don't have pools. It's so damn hot. Who the fuck is that? Don't and can't are different things. Exactly. Exactly. I have a mermaid tail. Yes, took swim lessons to be comfortable and for survival. Come on now, mermaid tail. Family knows how to though. Okay, come on. Come on, your family know how to. You just don't know how. And listen, it's okay, y'all. Like, some people don't get the lesson. Some people don't have that experience to learn how to swim. But just the idea that black people can't swim. Or when most black people are Caribbean. Like, most black people come from like hot, like and I'm talking about most because the United States only makes up a small amount of African people, of black people. There are a whole bunch of places all over the world, islands full of black people that know how to swim. In the deep side pool, I had 3 of my cousins one day, and my mom taught me how to swim a week later. I mean, it was fun, right? Your hair look red on the members live. It is red. It is red. I don't know how some of my husband and daughters do. I made a priority to do better and learn. You should, girl. You never know. Let me tell y'all the stuff that would make me want to swim. Y'all ever watch Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts? It's an old movie from back in the day, girl. It's a good 80s movie, right? But it's a thriller. It was like one of the big thrillers that came out in like the late 80s, right? Early 90s. And Julia Roberts had to learn how to swim so she can escape from her abusive husband, okay? And she was taking swimming lessons every day. And then one day, he got her on a boat. It was his idea. She got on a boat. She was always pretending to be scared to be in the water. So he gets her on a boat. And it's during a storm. Perfect timing, right? Perfect timing. So she jumps off the boat, but it seems as if she fell off the boat. And he was like, she can't swim. You know, he was losing his shit, right? But she faked her death and swam and waded in the water. And you know what I'm saying? Like I think she had waited like until he got out the way or something like that. Cause I remember she was waiting by a buoy. And then she swam all the way back and got out before he got back home. You got to learn how to swim. You got to learn how to swim, bitch. You never know when you might have to fake your death and swim off in the ocean. Where adults get swimming lessons is hard to find generally. Google. Use Google because I think it depends on where you are. I think it depends on where you are. Like probably gyms for sure. Like, you know, if you have like gyms that have pools and stuff like that, I'm sure they do it there. Sleeping with the Enemy. That stage show on Lifetime. Because, you know, all of the movies on Lifetime are, like, based on a woman having to get free of an abusive nigga. This generation got it. At my community pool, there's this fat, dark-skinned lifeguard. I never saw that growing up. Only white girls. I know that's right. Once you learn how to float, which is the most challenging, the swimming becomes easy. It really does. And really, like, floating is just, you have to learn how to relax your body against the water so that you can allow it to move you. Like, it's really having to become kind of like one with the water, but you have to get in the water and kind of like feel it and stuff. I'm good for floating on my back. I'm good for floating on my back. If all else fails, that's what I tell Lyric all the time. If all else fails, just lay on your back. Put your arms out. Lay on your back. You'll float. And for him, sometimes, if all else fails, stand up, because you're tall. I didn't get the floating part down when I tried to learn. And I think another thing is that people don't always teach you the right way. Like, they teach you how to trade, which is kicking your arms and your legs real hard. And you don't need to do that. Like, it needs to be more of a calmer movement. Child, my mama was really good at teaching. And I used to go to the gym and just practice laps. Like, one thing I can't stand, like, I can't hold my breath that long. That's what I can't stand. But I know how to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know how to, you know what I'm saying? I know how to do my shit. I know how to flip on my back. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping with the enemy. Sleeping with the enemy. Just look it up. Finally, I had a traumatic experience with a cat in the pool to save a friend, and they were so scared they held me under the water. I almost drowned. Yeah, that happens too. They panic. And that's another thing they try to teach is not panicking. Let me become a member. Love your content. You be teaching life lessons for real. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. Did you teach yourself to swim? No, my mom. And I went to swimming. I went to swimming lessons, and then my mom like perfected it off of that, because we would always be in the pool. We would always go to what you call them, you know, go to the beach, go to Mississippi, go to Pensacola, go to Destin, get in the ocean. It is a good full body workout, which is why I used to do it all the time. You need to relax with it. I plan to get into water exercise. Helps with core without trying. It does. Water aerobics is really good for your health and weight loss. I'm going to try to find a class near me. Most people have to get over panicking in the water too. That's why most people drown. It is. Doggy paddle can be your friend in the water. Yes, absolutely. There's some good swimmers on YouTube. You probably can teach your own kids. Yes, I want to go view the post. Go view it. It's on site. I learned at summer camp too. Yes. Summer camp was definitely the way to learn back in the day. Double Jeopardy. Oh, that was on my mind too. Yes. And Double Jeopardy, when she jumped off the ferry boat and that nigga tried to grab her and she knocked that nigga out and swam off. Child, yes. Popped up in New Orleans. Listen, the first time, whenever I really get my money to either buy a new house or to renovate this one completely, because we've been doing it in parts, you know, as we've been able to. But one day, girl, I really want a pool in my backyard so I can swim at least once a week. Because I love swimming. And I used to spend way more time swimming back when we lived in a subdivision in Zachary, and they had a pool for the whole, you know, community. Not gonna lie, I almost drowned in my cousin's pool. That's why I'm scared. You just gotta get back in and try again. That dude was mad about them. Fix the toes! Yes, he was. He was so mad about them damn towels. And all of the kitchen stuff had to be facing the same way. Hey. Y'all, I gotta go. It's almost 2 o'clock. I'm supposed to be doing Real Housewives of Atlanta, and y'all got me sitting up here talking to y'all. All right, I'm about to go set the recording for 2:30. I'll see y'all on YouTube in like 30 minutes. All right? Bye.